So what inside crypto block, right? What's happening in crypto? Well, you see, Bitcoin is approaching $100,000, a very dynamic breakout from a very long consolidation. It was months of such resignation, of giving up. After such long consolidations and market discouragement, those who are late to join are increasingly joining, and that's why we see such a rapid approach to $100,000. And remember, if you don't recall, I checked for you how Bitcoin approached $10,000, and there wasn't what everyone is now expecting. What is everyone expecting? Well, they expect that Bitcoin will struggle with the $100,000 level, having battled with it for a long time and so on. And of course, there are huge amounts of short positions, but there are also huge amounts of liquidations above the $100,000 level. Well, it looks incredibly interesting. And at the $10,000 level, the market broke through that $10,000 level. There wasn't even much of a pullback. There wasn't even a stop at $10,000 at the thousands of dollars. From $9,000 to $11,000, it happened in a few days. Then there was a correction from $11,000 to $9,000, and later a rally to $19,800. I expect something similar here, a rise to $110,000, a drop to around $90,000, and then $200,000 in Bitcoin sites. I believe we will repeat that scenario because the market sentiment and what has been happening are similar, although here we had a longer consolidation. Back then, it wasn't consolidation, but rather a drop to $3,000. However, I would be very, very surprised if they bounced off the $100,000 level like a spring. If we touch $100,000, I believe we are already on our way up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we quickly reach even $200,000, maybe $190,000 or so. A week ago, I said a bit. I was more skeptical. I said something a bit different. For the first time in what seems like months, I was wrong about Bitcoin because I thought that actually I wasn't completely wrong, because in this program I mentioned that you should only short Bitcoin when the American indices start to fall. They didn't start to fall. There wasn't a major correction. So literally, I wasn't wrong in the program, but I was wrong later on my Twitter because I wrote that I took those shorts expecting the declines on the indices. But fortunately, I quickly evacuated from those shorts. I also wrote about it on Twitter. It ended in a loss on Bitcoin, but it ended in a profit on Ethereum. Fortunately, Ethereum, I've been telling you for a while that it is much weaker than Bitcoin. And fortunately, when I exited on Ethereum, there were still profits. So overall, the position was roughly at zero. And look here where the liquidations of positions were a week ago. I said that perhaps here or here, if there were short positions, if the indices were also falling, it could break the shorts. But we are already at a weekly high, and those liquidations were completely off. So what about next week? Well, it's clear that the most liquidations are around the $100,000 mark. And after that, the sky is the limit. That's why I'm so positive that once they break through $100,000, it will be all set. And downwards, there is a whole bunch of long positions to be liquidated, and it's even hard to choose the right moment to exit. And Ethereum, what allowed me to exit those short positions relatively well? Why did it end up at zero and didn't cut off my little fingers, as they say? Well, because Ethereum lagged so much. Bitcoin was going up while Ethereum stood still. At some point, I thought, well, Ethereum can't just watch from the sidelines. It has to join in eventually. There's no way Bitcoin can rise without Ethereum rising too. And at some point, Ethereum shot up chasing Bitcoin. So how did it look a week ago? It was nice because initially, those levels triggered the short around 300, and it worked. I took that short around 3,200 and closed it around 300, fortunately. Then the market jumped higher. As for the upcoming week, I definitely do not recommend shorts. If anything, I would be looking for longs. But considering the liquidations, it's hard to get started. Of course, If the market pulled back to $30, $40, I would jump in without hesitation, and I wouldn't be surprised if the market pulled back here, but the chances of that are low. I will, of course, try and wait, but I don't think it will pull back that much.